my name's Amanda, and in today's video I thought I would share with you my quilting goals for 2019. I have a very long list of things I want to try and accomplish sometime this year. I thought if I made a video documenting all of the ones that I wanted to make and put it out in the world, maybe I might actually do it. I don't know whether that will actually happen, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I have a huge pile of quilts and different blocks that I've started that I want to try and finish this year before I even think about starting any new quilting project. I do have a couple of clothes that I want to try and make this year. I still need to do pajama pants for everyone asking, and there's a dress that I want to make, and there's also a coat that I've been meaning to make for the last 3 years, I think. So those are things that I want to do but separate. But these goals are mainly just on my quilts and the blocks that I've made that need to be made into beautiful quilts for us to love and cherish and keep warm under forever. But anyway, I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I've just piled them all up here and I'm just going to go through each one and yeah, and just say I want to make this and finish this year. So the first one is my Lucky Star blocks. These ones here, I have another 4 of these up on my design wall. I'm sure you've seen them in the background of many of a vlog, especially over Vlogmas, because they've been up there maybe since September, maybe earlier than that or later than that. I really can't remember when I started making these blocks. This is definitely a project that I want to continue working on this year and finish this year. A lot of people have been asking me to do a tutorial on this block, and I will be. It will possibly be either bigger or smaller than this block because the pattern that I'm using for my quilt is a commercial pattern that someone else has already sort of designed. So I will change it up a little bit so it's not copyright. So I'm not purposely putting out exactly the same pattern for you. So it will be slightly different, but I will be doing a tutorial on this at some time this year. I can't say exactly when, but I will be doing a tutorial on it. But this is definitely a beautiful quilt that I want to finish. I want the quilt to be made up of 9 of these blocks. So I've done 5 so far. I need to do another 4, and I'm going to just do them all different colorways and join them all up and have a nice beautiful lovely, maybe like double-sized quilt. I think it's going to be quite a large quilt, but beautiful nonetheless. Where do I put this now that I'm finished? I'll just put it here. Onto another project that I started last year, and I love making these, and I still have quite a lot to sort of applique onto some fabric, are my beautiful multicolored Hexy flowers. So these are all the ones that I've done so far, and I've just put beautiful colored Hexys together into flowers and put them onto some really nice neutral white and cream printed fabrics. This is my favorite. I love how I've left the selvage. I've done maybe like a dozen of these blocks so far and maybe another dozen to go. I'm not sure whether I'll make more. I don't know how big this quilt's going to be, but I definitely want to finish this project because it's going to be so beautiful. And I'm just going to just really simply just piece all the blocks together into a nice big quilt and quilt it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But these blocks are so much fun to make. Really good sort of sit in front of the TV kind of block to make, and yeah, I really want to finish this one. Moving on to some blocks that I've had hanging up on my corkboard behind me. You can see how now it's blank. This used to be absolutely chockers full of just stuff that I was just like, I completely forgot I had it up there. And these 2 things, although you could always see them, I kind of forgot what they were. So these are 2 separate block of the month type projects that I've been working on. Both of them have been series hosted by Amy Gibson from Stitchery Dickory Doc. This first one was a block of the month that I did through her Craftsy course. I know that they're not Craftsy anymore, they're called something else, but she did a free block of the month series, and this is all of the blocks that we did, and I still haven't put them in a quilt. I had to search through, and I'm pretty sure that this block of the month was done in 2012. So yeah, 2012 was a long time ago. So I think it's definitely time to pop these into a quilt. And I just love these blocks. I learnt so many different techniques through this. Like I learnt how to do curved piecing. Where is it? I learned how to do curve piecing, so Drunkard's Path. I learned how to make quarter square triangles, which are these. and I learned how to do foundation paper piecing, which is what this first one is, and I also learned how to do hexes. Where is it? I just saw it here. I learned how to do hexes like this, and I also learned how to make a Dresden plate. So this block, that series that I did, it was just a time in my quilting journey, learning process, I don't know what to call it, of where I learnt all of the real basic skills and techniques to quilting. So it is a quilt that I definitely want to finish and cherish, because it's just full of new skills learnt, and yeah, just lots of memories of learning, of just falling in love with patchwork and quilting. These other blocks are part of the Sugar Block Club series that Amy did on her blog. I actually haven't finished them all. I've only done 7, and I think there's maybe 12 blocks. I think I remember I did all of these in solids, all that kind of thing. So it's definitely a quilt that I want to continue on with and finish, and yeah, stitch up and see what it looks like. Yeah, I really love a good sampler quilt. I don't know, I just find them like really interesting to look at. Moving on to some quilt tops. The first one, you guys, I'm sure are just so over me talking about this quilt. Just finally finish it already. I know, I tell myself that as well, but oh, it's just so big. I can't. I think the real big quilt that I really want to finish this year, and I am going to try my best to do it very, very soon, and it is my Pixelated rose quilt. I've just sort of got it all here. Oh, this one is currently, it's not technically basted, but it's still with the backing and the batting and then the quilt top here. I've just sort of folded it up and just sort of put it to the side. Not really thinking about when to really get it finished. I need to rebase this quilt. I'm going to spray baste it and then have another go at quilting it, because I tried it by pin basting it and it was just a bit of a fail. So I'm gonna baste it the way that I am most comfortable with, the way that I know I work well best with. I don't know why I just didn't do it in the first place, but anyway, I'm going to spray baste it and then just give quilting it another go, because this year I really want to enter this into the Sydney Royal Easter Show. They have a huge arts sort of section where people enter in like drawings and paintings and cakes and quilts, and like it's all a ton of different sort of handmade things, and it's a huge thing that people enter. So I really want to enter this quilt in, and I have to have it finished by almost the end of March. So this is a definite big thing that I want to try and finish. I haven't entered yet. The entries close at the end of this month, so I'm going to do that maybe in the next couple of days, just to sort of, you know, give me a good kick up the butt to get this finished. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully it will happen. Next quilt top that I want to finish this year is my Swoon quilt. I finished all of these blocks last year, and of course you would have seen on a vlog, on my blog post, that I sewed all of these together into a beautiful quilt. It's so big. I can't really, you know, describe just how big it is. I absolutely love this quilt. It is just so beautiful. The Swoon block is one of my favorite blocks to make, and I think this quilt is just so beautiful, and I just want to give it the justice that it deserves, to have a finished, beautiful finish, and to be loved and cherished. This is another one of these quilts that I want to get done quite quickly, not because I'm entering it into anything, but it's because it's a special quilt and I have a very special intention for it, so I want to get it done pretty soon. Next quilt, actually the next two things, and even I think my block of the month blocks from 2012 are ones that I actually have shared with you before that I wanted to finish. I did another one of these videos in 2014 where I shared with you the quilting goals that I wanted to do in 2014, and yeah, a couple of these quilts just didn't get done. Although This one, I must admit, is just a little bit more further advanced than what it was in the last video. In my 2014 New Year's Quilting Goals, I showed you my Union Jack blocks, and they were just blocks at that time. But now they have been pieced into a lovely quilt top. So, of course, you guessed it, this is another quilt that I want to finish this year. I'm thinking I want to maybe hang this up in our front room. I haven't told my parents this yet. But we have a huge wall that's just sort of a bit boring, and that wall still has my old textile major work from 2005. So it needs to come down because it's a bit dusty and gross. So I'm thinking of replacing that and putting this up there just to fill up that wall, because it's a big wall that needs to be filled. The other quilt that I mentioned in my other New Year's Quilting Goals resolution video, whatever I called it, I can't remember, was this quilt here. This one is called Color Play, and it's all drunkard path and just squares all stitched together into a quilt that is so colorful and lovely. And I remember I got the pattern out of a magazine. I'm sure I did mention more information in my previous video. You can go watch that, it's all linked below. So I can't quite remember all of the details about this quilt. All I know is that I just haven't finished it yet. And yeah, I thought, well, you know, it's just sitting there under my table and I just haven't finished it. So we're adding it to the list, and we'll see what happens. It's a big one, this one. I think that's possibly one of the things that stopped me from doing it, because I'm not good at quilting big quilts. I don't know, I'm just not. Anyway, and that's kind of it. That's all of the projects that I want to... Oh, actually, no, I've forgotten one. I think this is one of the big major ones that I definitely need to finish this year. And it's actually the first one that I will finish this year. And it's my mini block quilt along. I have all of my blocks just hanging up here. You can see some of them here. But that is a definite big must that needs to be finished this year. And it will be the first one that I will be tackling. In my current schedule, I actually have tomorrow dedicated to finishing this, so I will be filming it and then hopefully editing it and getting it up sometime in the next couple of days, because it's going to have to be soon because I am going on holiday next week. So yeah, my mini block quilt along is a big must that needs to be finished, and finished very soon. All of you have been so patient with me, waiting for the last tutorial in that series to come out, and I will be doing it very soon. So yay. And that is officially it. That is all of the quilts that I want to try and finish this year. I will try my very hardest to do that. All of them I'm excited to finish. I'm excited to see how a lot of the blocks that I've made come together into a quilt, and just to sort of just have the relief of finishing these things, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to get things finished and I just don't, and I procrastinate, and it's just a terrible cycle I live in. But I will try my very hardest to get them finished, because they deserve to be finished, because they're beautiful quilts and I love what I do, and I need to do what I love more. That's as simple as it is. If you have any quilting goals for this year, let me know. I would love to find out what you're all sort of planning to finish and to start and to do this year. Let me know of any new techniques that you're planning to try. If you have one of those quilt tops that has been, you know, sitting unloved in a desk, under a table, in a bag, in a cupboard, anywhere that you really want to finish, let me know and we can finish these things together. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that would be a pretty good goal to achieve together. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you another time very soon. Bye!